So now we have that draft document from the Supreme Court. It looks like they're gonna overturn Roe versus Wade, but previous to that, many states, in this case Oklahoma, were passing some more draconian laws that would take away women's rights. But one particular state senator there, Warren Hamilton, he didn't want anything to do with this because they didn't go far enough. Look what he had to say about this.
Which states that abortion is okay to remove an ectopic pregnancy. And can you explain to me why that exception is in there?
Thank you for the question. This is language I didn't focus on too much. Oh, it's what abortion does not include. I cannot say why that particular language is in here, but to me it would be common sense to put that language in here.
Senator Hamilton, you're recognized for a follow-up.
Thank you, Mr. President. But a child who is, in fact, living out part of his or her early life as the unfortunate circumstance of being an ectopic pregnancy is, in fact, still a unique human being with its own DNA. And I wonder, I just don't understand why we've created an exception where we allow those children to be murdered, but not the others.
There's Warren Hamilton of Oklahoma. I want you guys to understand what he said. An ectopic pregnancy is an early stage of a person's life, and why should they be snuffed out from their ectopic pregnancy? I don't get it. Again, he's arguing that this bill didn't go far enough. Let's see what this bill has. Republican House legislators passed House Bill 4327 that would effectively ban most abortions by allowing private citizens to sue anyone who performs an abortion or aids or abets someone who pursues that procedure. However, HB 4327 would block nearly all abortions because it starts immediately after conception, whereas the Texas law prohibits most abortions after a fetal heartbeat is detected, which typically occurs around 6 weeks into a pregnancy. So in other words, Oklahoma's going further than Texas, which enough people were outraged by in the first place. But Warren Hamilton here, is that his name? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Warren Hamilton is not happy about that because we're snuffing out ectopic pregnancies. That's weird. Let's jump down the graphic for you guys. What's an ectopic pregnancy? Because Warren Hamilton's dumbass doesn't know. Pregnancy begins with a fertilized egg. Normally, the fertilized egg attaches to the lining of the uterus. An ectopic pregnancy occurs when a fertilized egg implants and grows outside the main cavity of the uterus. And you know what happens? An ectopic pregnancy can't proceed normally. I'll say it again. An ectopic pregnancy cannot proceed normally. The fertilized egg cannot survive. And the growing tissue may cause life-threatening bleeding if left untreated. You know which life? That person that's here, that mother. Continuing, an ectopic pregnancy can cause your fallopian tube to burst open. Without treatment, the ruptured tube can lead to life-threatening bleeding. Again, not from that pile of cells that has embedded itself in tubes, but for that human, that woman that you don't like, that you wish was dead because she messed around and had an ectopic pregnancy and is trying to end this early stage of life. He doesn't get it, he says, Francesca. You know why he doesn't get it? Because Warren Hamilton is a dumbass. We'll leave it there. I had other terms.
Yeah, and that is a slippery slope that we're running down on very, very, very quickly, which is when you ban abortions, you effectively are putting the life of the cluster of cells that is, convulsing above the life that is carrying it. And that's what happens. An ectopic pregnancy will kill a person. It just will if not treated properly. Does the fetus survive? No, that zygote, that fetus, that thing does not survive. It doesn't even get to fetal stage. You can't actually carry an ectopic pregnancy for very long before you need to be rushed to the emergency room. So he's basically saying, yeah. Both of those lives. It's not just the life of the baby, which, my God, Warren, if we can create some sort of is there a college program in the fallopian tubes? We can send up some professors up the birth canal, man. We have a little, do they want to get married? Is there is there someone else they can get married to? What kind of full life are they gonna live for the weeks before they die and the person who's carrying them dies? What the hell are we talking about here? And yet you're gonna hear this again and again and again. And it is just insane to me. Last thing I'm gonna say, look at the makeup of that room. Look at the person who's explaining ectopic pregnancies to him. I really think, as awful as our shining examples of Republican women like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert are, who are mostly, again, animatronic figurines at this point, just stand-ins to get clicks. Representation matters. Having people who have dealt with pregnancy, with having a child, even just child rearing, with having an abortion, with having an ectopic pregnancy, with having a miscarriage, all that stuff actually matters. A more representative body just matters in elected office.
As you've seen, they also want to punish women who've had miscarriages too.
Yeah.
Those types of legislation, types of arguments have been had as well in conservative circles. From any form, it doesn't matter. They're looking to punish women for being women. So that's it for them. But just I want you guys to know, as Mike Huckabee said, this is going to go to states to decide. This is the kind of states that will decide this, and this will be the reasoning behind their decisions. Just keep that in mind as you celebrate this.